सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्. Welcome to you all. Very happy to see you all. Every rising sun, every day brings a new message to all of us. It is called Navasuryodaya in our bhasha, in our Kannada or Sanskritam. Navasuryodaya Vagutide. That is what we sing, a song in Sangha. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನವಸೂರ್ಯೋದಯವಾಗಲಿ ಎಂಬ ಹಂಬಲವನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಗುರುಕುಲದ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ದೃಗ್ಗೋಚರವಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಟು share some of the thoughts related to Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Janaseva, its Purna Mandala, Golden Jubilee, many words. ಭಾಷೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಭಾವ ಒಂದನೆ. So over to ವಿದ್ವಾನ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಹಾಬಲೇಶ್ವರ್ ಎಸ್ ಭಟ್ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ನಿವೇದಯಂತು.
ಶ್ರೂಯತೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ.
You have to talk to them. ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾವನಾ from you.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಿಜ್ಞಾಸುಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಈ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಸತ್ಸಂಗ, ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯನ್ನು ಆಶ್ರಯಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೋವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆ, ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಭಟ್ರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವುದನ್ನಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸತು ದೀರ್ಘಕಾಲ ನಿರಂತರ ಸತ್ಕಾರ ಸೇವಿತಃ ಚೇತ್ ದೃಢಭೂಮಿ, ಪತಂಜಲಿ ಮಹರ್ಷಿಗಳು ಯೋಗ ಸೂತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದನ್ನಾದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ದೀರ್ಘಕಾಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ದೀರ್ಘಕಾಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡುವಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದೀರ್ಘಕಾಲ ನಿರಂತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನು ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆದರವನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸತ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಆದರದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ದೃಢವಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಪತಂಜಲಿ ಮಹರ್ಷಿಗಳ ನಿರ್ದೇಶನ. ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಅದೇ ಅನುಭವವೂ ಕೂಡ. ಯಾಕೆಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ದೀರ್ಘಕಾಲ ಸತ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ಮಾನಸಿಕತೆ ಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ತಪಸ್ಸು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಆ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ನಿರಂತರ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ, ಜಿಜ್ಞಾಸ ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿ, ಇದು ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೇರಣಾದಾಯಕ. ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅನೇಕರು ತಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವ, ಜ್ಞಾನ ಇದ್ರ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಆಧಾರವಾಗಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಅನೇಕರು ಅಧ್ಯಯನವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಮಹಾತ್ಮರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಇವತ್ತು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಸರ್ವೋಪನಿಷದಃ ಗಾವಃ ಗೋಪಾಲನಂದನಃ ದೋಗ್ಧ ಪಾರ್ಥಃ ವತ್ಸಃ ಸುಧೀಹಿ ಭೋಕ್ತಾ ಗೀತಾಮೃತಂ ಮಹತ್ ದುಗ್ಧಂ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ರೂಪಕ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಹಸು. ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಹಸು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳೇ ಹಸು. ಕರೆಯುವವನು ಯಾರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗೋಪಾಲನಂದನ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಕೃಷ್ಣನೇ ಆ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತೆಂಬ ಹಸುವಿನಿಂದ ಹಾಲನ್ನ ಕರೆಯುವವನು. ಅದು ಹಾಲು ಕರಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಕರು ಹಾಲಿನ ಕೆಚ್ಚಲಿಗೆ ಇಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕರು ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಕುಡಿಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಯಾರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಜುನ. ಬಂದಿರೋದೇನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗೀತಾಮೃತಂ, ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಎಂಬ ಹಾಲು ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಇದನ್ನ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ, ಹಾಲಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಹಾಲು ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಉಳಿತದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ಗಳಿದೆ ಇತ್ಯಾದಿಗಳನ್ನ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮಾತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕುಡಿದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯನ್ನ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮತ್ರ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೋ ಅಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಗೀತಾಮೃತ ನಮಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಅಧ್ಯಯನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿರುವವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡುವಂತಹ ಪಾಥೇಯ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಜನಸೇವಾ ಗುರುಕುಲ ಇದೆಲ್ಲದರ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ವಾಕ್ಯವನ್ನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿಲಿ. ಯಾವುದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಜ್ಞಾಸೆಗಳಿದ್ರೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಅನುಭವ ಎರಡರ ಆಧಾರದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡುವಂತಹ ಅಥವಾ ನಮಗೆ ಸಮಾಧಾನವನ್ನ ನೀಡುವಂತಹ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು, ಹಿರಿಯರಾದ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೇಯರಾದಂತಹ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ನಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದೊಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ ಅಥವಾ ಉತ್ಕೃಷ್ಟ ಅವಕಾಶ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತಾ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಕಗೊಳ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಜ್ಞಾಸೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವ ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಬದಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಸಣ್ಣಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅನೇಕ ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಸಂಸಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಘರ್ಷ ಮಾಡಿ ಸುಖ ದುಃಖ ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಚಾರ, ಜಿಜ್ಞಾಸೆ, ಚಿಂತನೆ ಬದಲಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ನಮಗ್ ಬರುವ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬರುವ ಗೊಂದಲಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡುವಂತಹ ಸಮರ್ಥರು ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರಾಚಾರ್ಯರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನವನ್ನ ಪಡಿತಾ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಬೆಳೆಯೋಣ. ಭಗವಂತ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಆಶಯ. ಓಂ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿ.
Very much thanks to our Pracharya for sharing his heartfelt feelings and sentiments with all our co-travelers. Today, one more important thing he mentioned, so that he gave a small, very much suitably structured introduction to my talk. Knowledge and experience, two things he mentioned. Now we are addressing that part with special reference to 13th chapter, Kshetra Kshetrajna Paramatma 3. Trinity. Last time we discussed about this Trinity. Kshetram, Kshetrajna and Paramatman. These three connections. Here, if you have copy of Bhagavad Gita, just you go to the 9th verse. Ananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini antide. You can go to that. Ananya yogena bhaktihi avyabhicharini vivikta desha sevitvam aratir jana samsadi eta jnanamiti proktam. That is the highlight of today's talk. It is so relevant to this modern world, because nowadays India is projected as knowledge-based society. Knowledge is our strength. Duty, karma, that is the strength of our eastern countries like Japan, Korea, so that by doing so much continuous work, they could achieve, they could build up their nation. That much patriotism also supporting to their developmental process. That is what many saga stories related to these two countries. Now Taiwan also like that. However, many countries on the eastern direction of this globe, we see that they are karma oriented people. Mindset is very much karma rooted. So Swami Vivekananda, Maharishi Aurobindo, they all mentioned about their mindset. Out of dust, out of ash, how could they build up from very small, from very dust, how could the Japanese build up their nation in the midst of so much struggles, waging of war, everything going on, how much attacks. Most of the part was burnt into ashes by so much bombing and bombing. But they could build up their nation. Now they are marching ahead. That is how their mind is karma oriented. For that, they draw inspiration from Taoism and Shintoism. I think some of you might have heard these words. The Zoroastrianism, Shintoism, Taoism, these are influenced way of lives by Buddhism. That too, it is called Madhyamika school of Buddha. Madhyamika school of Buddha. After Buddha's advent in the post Buddhism period, many schools emerged. There, this Madhyamika school of Buddhism is very much attracted many countries, so that during Ashoka's regime, many cultural ambassadors went to many countries spreading this message. These two schools, Shintoism, Taoism, their main thrust is on patriotic thinking. They love their soil. They respect their nation. They honor their lineage. That very mindset of Japanese, South Koreans, many, even Vietnam, in so many countries, that's what happened. Historically, it is proved. Whereas our country, we have so much balance in this. As Bhagavad Gita projects it, like that knowledge, it is in the second chapter. And with knowledge, we go for Karma Kanda. That is why 3rd, 4th, 5th, all 3 chapters in Bhagavad Gita devoted for karma. That karma, it is branded as yajna. The karma is not only just like mechanically doing some work, interested. We do our duty with proper enlightenment, with proper understanding, with proper plan, so that we are famous for that. But due to invaders' attacks in these historical periods covering 1 millennium, more or less 1,000 years, we became victims to all type of foreigners, invaders attack. So that very fact made us slavish in mind. That was traced by many. Vivekananda also repeatedly told, Maharishi Aurobindo told it, Dayananda Saraswati told, Lokmanya Balagangadhar Tilak mentioned many. It is very, very unhealthy development. When foreigners attack, naturally ordinary people become slaves. Just for food and shelter, they strive hard, and whoever is there on the throne, occupied a throne, they obey to him, and that kurnisat, that word is there, all those many people were going to offer their obeisance and their salutation to all Baburs, Ghajinis, Ghoris, Tughlaqs, like that it was. And after that Mughals empire is over, another empire emerged, that is from Western countries. So that Britishers, Dutch, Portuguese, French, all these people, all these foreigners, they attacked. Attacked in the sense occupied some areas. Their influence became dominant, just like Goa, Portuguese influence. Go to Pondicherry, it is normal psyche of common men, it is very much influenced by French culture. And in so many areas, it is British culture, just like our Coorg, Kodagu. Formerly, it was like that. Very much influenced by British culture, so that they were liking their lifestyle. This type of innovations, arthat parakrama, akramana, it made us a little bit slavish. That mindset, still we are not free from that. Though Britishers, they left us, all these foreign invaders, they went back to their home countries. Now we are independent. Now we are celebrating Amrita Mahotsav, 75 years. Wonderful it is. But in these 75 years also, our people could not brush it out, wash it out, their mindset. That is why the same jaded mind, lethargic attitude still continued. So that now we have to wash out all these lethargic attitudes and must think afresh for Navasuryodaya. That is why I told this word. So knowledge, that is our power. Society is supported by so much fund of knowledge. Even now also, our yoga and yaga, our Vedanta, all such great knowledge treasures, they are highly respected all over the world. I traveled through many foreign countries, attending many Sanskrit World Conferences held at Australia, held at in American Texas University, like that in so many other countries, Europe countries. Even we from Veda Vijnana Gurukulam have our students in England, Ireland, so many schools. There, the Sanskrit is very much made compulsory, and all those teachers we trained from our Gurukulam. That is how our knowledge is highly respected. We are famous for our spiritual knowledge. That spiritual knowledge, now it is very much applicable to science and technology. Mere philosophy never works. Philosophy must be translated into science. Science must be applied in technology for developmental process, day-to-day activity and developmental activities, progression, etc. That is what now we have to go for. Just by narrating our glorious past or just going for daydreams, nothing can be achieved, as you know. Krishna was a practical man. While waging war, every time he was going for calculation. And Krishna's tantra, that is his technique, how to win the enemies, it was highly applauded. That is why Krishna became the best model for crisis management. So our great scholar, he is famous as Ramayana professor of English from Dharwad. So he wrote 18 days Yuddha. How could Krishna win the war? Using all type of Sama, Dana, Bheda, Danda, all upayas they are called. He used it. Narayanacharya, he is great scholar, English professor from Dharwad University, K.S. Narayanacharya. He is in Mysore, very great man, very highly patriot in his approach, traditionally rooted in our Indian philosophy and our all scriptures. Such great man, he wrote many books. Ahadinentu Dinagalu, Krishna Avasana, because you know, you study, you read many Kannada books also, it will be very attractive. In English also he has written many books. There you can see how Krishna was the best model of crisis management. And I just referred to you, I think when me, myself and Nirmalji went to Hinduja Bank in MG Road, there a manager from Udupi, he was very happy to see all of us, we people, and he just has shown what is that module, training module they use. That training module, it was highly motivating because they used that Bhagavad Gita technique, that Jnana Yoga technique, Karma Yoga technique, Bhakti Yoga technique. That is very, very important. So that you can inspire your co-travelers by Bhakti Yoga, so that you can train them to culture their own minds. When mind becomes negatively charged, so that depressed, Bhakti Yoga, that is the best model. That is what I already explained. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitraha karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukha kshami. All these shlokas I explained from the 12th chapter, that is Bhakti Yoga. Now we are in that 13th chapter where Bhagavan mentions about Jnanam, Jnanam, Jnanam. Jnana sadhanatva jnanam. There are some means for knowledge and mentioned. Starting with amanitvam, adambhitvam, like that it starts. There he mentions about another one more yoga. Ananya yoga, that is called Ananya yoga. Ananya yogena bhaktihi, that word is there. Shloka number 9. What is this another one more yoga? Abhyasa yoga. How many buddhi yoga? Like that, many yogas with many suffixes, many prefixes. So Ananya yoga is very, very important here. That means one man, one mission. If we are shattered and scattered, then we cannot achieve anything. This Ananya yoga. This one we see in many countries where they could achieve progression. Even though they are enemies to us, Chinese, they have their own this type of mission. It is influenced by Tibetan Buddhism. Tibetan Buddhism is very, very highly man-making philosophy. It is. That is why I mentioned these philosophies. But in our tradition, sometimes our own philosophy was misinterpreted. So that many scholars, even like Arvindos, they say, this one philosophy is overplayed. What is that? Paralokavada, it is called. Paralokavada. What is Paralokavada? ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವುದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವುದು ನಮ್ಮನೆ. That is why we don't go for meticulous planning. Every day, morning, as soon as we get up, we must go for our day-to-day program. That particular day, what is our program? Because you are all trained in many companies, in many internationally known companies, corporate houses. So they only become the best managers who will have this type of planning. First we must plan, then we must go for execution. Then afterwards, before we go to sleep, again we take our, we just look at our diary, and we must go for shortlisting and checklist. We must check our checklist. This much today accomplished. Whatever not accomplished, non-accomplished area, that we have to again plan how we can make it user-friendly, utility-oriented. That is how we have to plan. This type of planning and execution and shortlisting and checklisting, this type of technique we must go for. Then only our karma becomes karma yoga. Otherwise, planning will be something, execution will be wrong, so that whatever urgent work that remains undone, that we have to be very careful. That is why Krishna told this Ananya Yoga. And many people I see, they touch and go. And unnecessarily, they go for imaginations and daydreaming. Whatever they can do, that they can't predict properly. So that there will be problem in their planning only. When planning is just imaginary, tempted by daydreaming, it cannot be executed. That is how in the common psyche, in the Indian mindset, this problem it is traced. That is why this Ananya Yoga is important. Mission, vision, and action. These three must go hand in hand. That is what we repeatedly say. This very particular insight, it is embedded in that theory, Ananya Yoga. So that whatever you do, your mind will be fixed at that destination. Just like mother's example is given here. Mother will be doing many works, and sometimes mothers just for management of their own domestic affairs, they work and do their work to somewhere in some houses. They go help them so that they earn some money. But while doing all those service works also, every time mother's mind will be fixed in that innocent baby playing in her house. So every time mind is fixed there. That is real great motherhood of Indian tradition. Like that, wherever you are, whatever comfortable condition you are put there. But your mind must be fixed in that intended goal. Destination. Otherwise, we will be derived. If our attention is diverted, shattered, then there will be imbalance in this series. Vision will be otherwise, mission will be otherwise, and action will be half. That means lopsided. Then we cannot reach our destination. That is why Krishna recommends this particular Ananya Yoga. Okay, Ananya Yoga is a great philosophy, but how to practice it? There again, he gives Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. Aratihi Jana Samsadi. 2 points he gives. Shloka number 9, chapter number 13. 2 things he recommends. Very, very important. It is highly recommended even by great psychologists also. Now there are many books written by many great psychologists which are referred by all experts, management gurus, so-called management gurus. So one book is now very much popular, well read out. That is Power of Now. Today, great scholar, psychologist, he has written that book. Book is called Power of Now. That Power of Now book, it gives more emphasis on present awareness. You will not be carried away by your own emotions or sentiments. You are pakka calculative. What is this? How to do? What is this? How to do? How to accomplish? That is how you plan and execute. It is very. For that, Vivikta Desha. Vivikta Desha means we sit somewhere calmly and go inside. Every day before we go to sleep, search. Go for shortlisting. Go for checklist. What has been done, what has not been done, and what is the defect, why it has happened like this. This Vivikta Desha, Vivikta means very calm and quiet area. There you search inside. Why I could not accomplish? What was the defect? That is how you check. Vivikta Desha. But now problem is Ratihi Jana Samsadi. We are always outwardly. Some people we develop that always we are in the company of friends, just for merrymaking. So as soon as evening time, immediately going for some party, evening party, midnight party, late night party. That is where we fall apart. I with all experience tell you, as soon as the sun sets, you go to some calm and quiet area. And whole day, whatever you do, whatever you have done, that whole thing you check. Where you were successful, where you were failure. These two, Saphala, Viphala, both you check. For that, if you are always with your friends, always you are driving outwardly, no inwardly, no introvert, always extrovert, it is not possible. You must be introvert. So be somewhere in very solitary place. Solitude it is called. There you search. Then you just write in your diary. So these are all my merits and demerits. So depending upon merit rates, how much success rate, and depending upon my drawbacks, how much failure, and how to correct, what corrective measure I have to go for. That is how we have to check. That is called Vivikta Desha Sevitvam and Aratir Jana Samsadi. These two Krishna included in the list of knowledge. See, very interesting. Now we talk, oh, knowledge, knowledge. Knowledge means some people say it is only information. Information, it is got by all medias, all Google and so many public mass media, social media. We get all these things. Now, fund of information, actually overloaded with information. So that it is not only information only. We must go for knowledge and wisdom. So that we check our knowledge level. Knowledge level means knowledge, will, and action. 3 steps are there. First you know, then you aspire, then you act. 3 steps, it is told by many psychologists. First of all, you must have proper understanding. Without understanding, you cannot do anything. First is understanding. After understanding, you know how to do, what to do, when to do, where to do. All these WH questions you can attend properly. WH questions you can attend properly. And plan, that is called aspiration. This aspiration word very much recommended by Maharishi Aurobindo. Very great man, you know, one who was in Europe from childhood. As soon as he just 25 years, he came to Bharat, and he was the principal of Baroda College University. Very great scholar and mastered more than 10-15 languages. That much most brilliant brain he got. He was great scholar in Sanskrit and Vedas also. Maharishi Aurobindo. And you know, another mother from France, she came and they started their working in Pondicherry, Aurobindo Ashram. Aurobindo Ashram you might have heard about and attended, visited. There now it is an international township developed, Auroville it is called. There Matramandiram is there. Worth seeing if you just have weekend programs for traveling. Please go to Aurobindo Ashram, Pondicherry. Just 7 to 8 hours journey from Bangalore to Pondicherry. And you have all these arrangements and book some room and near ashram on the bank of Eastern Ocean and go for meditation there and spend some 1 or 2 days there in Aurobindo Ashram. Certainly you will have that Manasika Snana. So for Vivikta Desha Sevitvam, just for searching our own inner strength, certainly we must go to Ramanashram in Tiruvannamalai and Aurobindo Ashram in Pondicherry. So many such things we have in Bangalore also, but these are all crowd, too much crowdy now. But where we go, nobody knows us, that place will be good for solitary study, solitary sadhana. That is how we can go. That is why Krishna has recommended this Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. And Jana Samsadi Arati, always in the midst of crowd, it is also very dangerous. However, you are all trained. In Janaseva, we were all performing 1 day's program that is called Antar Yoga. You are all aware of this word, Antar Yoga. You might have remembered that. What is that Antar Yoga? We used to educate you from very morning with your white clothing. You used to sit in that big angan of Janaseva, in that big area. You used to sit somewhere, solitary place, and introspect yourself, and used to study what is good, what is bad in me, and afterwards you are coming to your room and writing about that. In that half an hour time, solitary place, what you could think. Thereafter, you absolutely silence maintained on that particular day. All students and teachers were cooperating, and you take your breakfast. Then again, there will be some storytelling and some great heroes, national heroes, spiritual masters story. It was narrated by some dignitary, and we again go for discussions. That is how whole day we just go for introspection, 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 and we write whatever good, bad, all things. And what particular defect I could wash out in this particular period, what to be washed out here afterwards, what steps I have to take, what measures I have to take to improve my standard, my character, my mental strength and physical strength and intellectual strength. So many, I know many great persons who dedicated life. Some Sangha Pracharaks also were attending our Antar Yoga program. This Antar Yoga program, I got training in the Tapovanam school near near Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. One great Swamiji, he was expert in Bhagavad Gita. He is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Shishya, Shivananda Shishya, Siddhanandaji Maharaj. Very great spiritual master. I used to sit with him and he was helping me to go in and check my own defects. That is how I guided by great masters, Siddhanandaji Maharaj. There I knew about that program. They were organizing for 3 days, this Antar Yoga. But in Janaseva we have 1 day program. Now actually we must go for this Antar Yoga for you people. Because now already you are crossing your youth and gradually becoming more and more matured, highly experienced people. That is what our Mahabaleshwara Acharya told. We have many type of experiences, both sukha, dukkha, asha, nirasha, jaya, apajaya, like that. So many dilemmas, dualities, many type of ambiguities, all such things we crossed. Every saint has past, every sinner will have future. So that nobody is there under the sun to climb the time free from all defects. Some defect will be there, they wash it, correct it, and gradually come up. That is what. That is why in our history we have great Valmiki and Vyasa, so many great people. Their past was full of so many unwanted negativities, but they could wash and revolutionize their whole life. That stories we have in our Puranas, in our Itihasas, in all stories, all moral stories. That is how we have to go forward. So this Antar Yoga point I wanted to highlight today. Because Krishna only told Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. And Arati means rejecting this crowdy, noisy scene. Every time if you go for showy, noisy type of tendencies, it is dangerous. Nowadays, in our urban lifestyle, it is very much dangerous, psychologically speaking. So you have to drive for hours together, and in your company you have many struggles, many ups and downs, frictions, all such. And when you just go to your house, at least you have that type of atmosphere. It is good. I know In some area in Shivamogga, here in some area near Banashankari, many our great entrepreneurs, they built some prayer hall inside their house, and they built some small type of pyramid, and there they sit as soon as they come from their factory or from their work field, and just they take bath and go to that pyramid. The pyramid is now I am also sitting under pyramid. It must be free from iron. It more and more mud and wood, and those woods also properly examined, properly chosen woods, positively charged wood pieces, and mud and stone we have to use in that structure. That structure must be just like our Garbhagraha, sanctum sanctorum. Even just one person can sit. That much only, just 5 by 5 feet. Like that also it is easy to build in your house. But build that type of pyramid type of structure, which is very much scientifically recommended for meditation and for purifying our mind, to make our mind free from tension. That you can do inside your house. Many of you are devotees, go to Tirupati, this, that, go to so many Sai Baba, so many centers. Okay, that is good. However, wherever we got that opportunity to purify our mind, sublimate our emotions, let us make use of that one. But at the same time, inside your house, you have all these things. For Vivikta Desha Sevitvam, for Aratir Jana Samsari. That particular time you fix and do sadhana, whatever Ishta Devata or some great Mahatma, whoever you want, you can just contemplate. But I earnestly recommend Omkara or some light rising sun. Instead of going for human bodies and all these structures, you can go to this type of things where distractions will be less. So that mind will be free from all these things. Or whatever hero, Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Vardhaman Mahavira, or any Shiva, any Devata, you can go for that. It is left to your choice. But there you must have this type of Vivikta Desha Sevitva, free from all noise and all these things, and make your mind free. Sandhya Kala, evening time is recommended for all these things. Then you take some little small food, liquid food. Don't go for overeating in the night. It is very much negative for your health. So that I call it evening, yogic evening. Yogic evening. So in yogic evening, you can have this Ananya Yoga. Ananya Yoga, important word. Remember it, please. Master keyword it is. From today's satsanga, today's psychosynthesis. Ananya Yoga, one word. Second, it is Vivikta Desha Sevitvam. Vivikta Desha means solitary place, where you spend some time every day. And Aratir Jana Samsadi, as soon as you are 50, 55, gradually hand over your responsibility to your next generation, or develop some co-workers, trustworthy people, and share your responsibility with them. Make less for you, so that your mind will be free from. That is how you have to do. Even after 60, 70 also, if you just always proactive, so that take heavy responsibility, so that mind will not be free. So that sense of withdrawing is important for us, so that we can make mind free from tension and will be very happy in our life. That is called jnanam. Etat jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yadatu anyatha. So that this particular chapter gives wonderful psychological insight to us. I want you all be happy in this age now. Now this pandemic, everything is over. Now let us go for new chapter. And Janseva also preparing for its Mandalotsava, Golden Jubilee Festival, 2022 January, Sankranti. Sankranti, it is for total reformation, total transformation. That is the meaning of Sankranti. So that with this message, I want to conclude today's psychosynthesis with special reference to 13th chapter, sloka number 9. Thank you very much. If you have some sharing, queries, please. Welcome to you. Some rain is there in Gurukula atmosphere. Students also enthusiastically taking part in their Lagori play and football and all this will be here. But today it is heavily raining. Yes, please. Any question? Or something, sharing your own experience? I will be happy, I will be enriched. I don't want one-way traffic. Exchange, mutual exchange is very good.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಶುರುವಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯ ಓದ್ಬೇಕನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಸೆ ಚಿಗುರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಗುರುಗಳೇ. ಪ್ರತಿ ದಿವಸ ನಾನು ಈಗ ಇಷ್ಟು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಒಂದು ಅಧ್ಯಾಯ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಅದೊಂದು ಹೊಸ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಮೂಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈ ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಇಳಿ ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಪುಟಗಳನ್ನ
ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಬ್ರೀತಿಂಗ್, ಇದು ಇದೇ ಶ್ವಾಸೋಚ್ಛ್ವಾಸ. ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಸಂತೋಷ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಶಿರಗೇರಿ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಬಾಂಬೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಸತ್ಸಂಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಶಿರಗೇರಿ 400 ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅವರು ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಪರಿವಾರ ಅಂತ. ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಪರಿವಾರ ಅಂತ ಅದರದ್ದು ಅವ್ರು ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಅಠಾವಳೆ ಅಂತ, ವೆರಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್. He started this type of satsang, particularly in Maharashtra and Gujarat. And Srinivas Srigeri became devotee of that Panduranga Shastri Athawale, so that he took that mission.
Gangavati ಅವರು
Now already 400 in this particular COVID, this one number increased, so that every day they assemble them through online. They were conducting class. Probably he may bring that whole team to Bangalore also one day. Some program also he is planning. So I think all of you can be in touch with. And our old students, alumni, they will be in touch with him, and communication will be given to you. That is how when our students also, they inspired me. Another R. Prasanna, I don't know, recently I was not in touch with him. He also has done, he was in America. Srinivas Srigiri classmate he was, R. Prasanna. He mastered all so many Bhagavad Gita shloka. He was very great engineer there in what town or what city, I don't remember now. Long ago it happened. He came to report 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and he reported everything. So as soon as he came from America after the 15 years, simply he rushed to Janseva and came to me and reported all 12 chapters. He was so happy after having reported to me, and he told me how he was again influenced by some foreigner in America. I think he was in Los Angeles. That is how he was telling. That is, many they inspired me also. our own Janaseva students, they inspired to take up this challenge and the mission to me. You are also giving the same type of motivation to me now. Let us continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Let us conclude now. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति. Let us meet again on forthcoming Sundays.
Yes.
So, March ahead. Shubhamastu nityam lokaah samastaah sukhino bhavantu.